Hello everybody, my name's Amy. You've stumbled across my Flosstube channel. It's called Mimi's Stitchery. If you are new here, welcome. If you've been following along this crazy journey for a while, welcome back. It's been probably 3 to 4 weeks since my last video. Today is Saturday, September 23rd. I talk about cross stitch mainly. We have knitting today. Sometimes I talk about sewing. Sometimes I talk about other stuff. I do life updates on my channel because I like those on other channels, so I do them here. And as you can tell, this is not my first take. This is take 2. It's okay. It's all good. I may also start editing my videos. Yeah, I know. I used to. And I got out of it for time constraints. I may get back into it because I kind of like the before-after kind of thing. So we're going to do that. Before we get started, if you could take a moment to subscribe to my channel if you're not already, hit the thumbs up, share the video with your friends, or maybe hit the notification bell so you can know when our videos are coming up. That may become more important as we get to the end of this video because I have kind of some news. Yeah, let me take a drink of water. I feel like it's been forever since I've been here. Been forever. Life just gets busy, you know, and I don't even know what else to say other than that. Life just gets busy. I'm pretty convinced right now that my husband and I just like being busy, but it's been a little too busy as of late, so today's kind of a rest, kind of relaxed, chill day to do some things that I enjoy. But I have been knitting and stitching. I will say that I've been more tired. We're back into the semester, so I've been defaulting to knitting, probably more than stitching, but I still have quite a bit of stitching to show, which I didn't think I would. So I have one finish. I have some new starts. I have a new start that I plan on starting very soon, as soon as maybe Monday or Tuesday. So I'll talk about that. And I am thinking about my 2024 plans. I'm taking notes so I can remember some things. I did not take notes before I sat down to do this. So why don't we get started, I guess. I don't have a ton of life update. I have a cord right here at my arm and I keep pulling on it. I'm going to show you my finish first. I don't need to show you what it's going to look like because you will see it. I am working on the Year in the Woods series by Cottage Garden Samplings with Gail from Gail's Golden Needle. And there are several others that have joined us on Instagram. We have a hashtag, Woods Sunday Sale. And we finished the owl. So here is the owl. I'm going to enlarge the screen so I can see it better. There we go. Here is the owl. I stitched this on 32 count Baller by Picture This Plus. 2 strands over 2, full cross, with all the called for. We finished this several weeks ago because I guess what I should go into next. Do I have it? I did not grab it. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to show you what the woodpecker looks like. We went right into stitching the woodpecker. Here it is. So far, I'm stitching this on 40 count. Vintage Country Mocha? Yes. Using all the called for thread, not all the called for. So some of these are from Farmhouse Flossies. All the trees are going to be done in Farmhouse Flossie flosses. This is done in Farmhouse Flossie. Everything else will be called for. But all the trees will be done in Farmhouse Flossie's thread. If you don't know of her, her name's Cindy. You can locate her on Facebook. And Cindy, I got to post a picture of this into your Facebook page so people can see how nice your flosses stitch up because they're beautiful. But this is where I am on the woodpecker. Sorry, I forgot to bring the pattern. I knew I was forgetting something today. So I will stitch on him more today and tomorrow with Gail. What else do I want to show you? hold on please. I dropped something. Oh, and here goes my phone. Sorry, let me... Okay, next thing I want to show you is my oldest WIP. It is called Lost No More. So if you've been here before, you know this. I started this in the 90s. It's a gold dimensions kit. And then put it away for years while I raised kids. And now it has been back out for the last few years. When I picked this back up, it only had this little corner done. And I've been pecking away at it. It's with the kit floss, the kit fabrics, and right now I have it in a Q-snap. So let me dig that out. I did not take it out of the Q-snap because I have to tell you, the fabric's getting a little, like I don't want to keep taking it in and out of a Q-snap all the time. So park threads and all. And here we are. So that whole top part is done. I believe if I look, it's at 80. Well, let me just look. I had to contact Simplicity to get an electronic pattern. I had to prove to them that I had the kit. And I've said this all before. They sent me an electronic pattern. And it works in Pattern Keeper for the most part. So, it's at 85.83%. So again, I'm going to hold this up for you. This is also coming back out this week. I'll show you the full coverage that I worked on this last week. This is coming back out. So what I've been trying to do is pull this out for a week and then switch to a different full coverage for a week. And then I pull this out for a week and then I have different full coverage for a week. And that's kind of how I've been working it. And that is working well for me. But I got a lot of this sheep done. I finished filling in his robe in here. Got a bunch of the rock work done and started working over to the other corner. So this is coming back out this week and going into my rotation for the week. This will be my full coverage piece this week. And that has been working out well for me. So I'm going to put my stuff that I'm working on this week over there. So the woodpecker will go over there too. Let's see, what else do I want to show you? So let me show you my other full coverage that I worked on. This I will take out of the hoop while I'm talking about it. This is a Haid. I think I said, somebody asked me the other day how many full coverages I have. I have 5. I think 3 of them are Haids. 1 is a shop off of Etsy. And 1 is the Jesus, the Lost No More that you just saw. Okay, so this has some park threads. Let me get it folded up so you can see this better. Sorry, I didn't do a lot of prep work because I had a minute to sit down to film this, and so I just wanted to sit down and film and not waste any more time. Let me get this needle across. So this is Stitching Shelf. This is artwork by Amy Stewart. Let me pull it up and I can show it to you. This is artwork by Amy Stewart. This is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I started this in the upper left-hand corner right there. I'm stitching it 2/110 on 28 count Easy Grid or Easy Guide, however, I forget what's named. I forget how it's named. Anyway, it's Easy Grid or Easy Guide. It's 28 count, 2/110. That's how I'm doing all of my full coverage. This is currently sitting at 3.91%. I did about 4, almost 5, it looks like 4,000 stitches maybe. No, 2,500 stitches. I was doing the math wrong. So I got 2,500 stitches in. So I started working down this way. So I keep going back and forth on this, whether I want to work across the entire spring shelf and then come down to the summer shelf, or if I want to do a spring vignette and then come down and do a summer vignette and work my way down that way. So I had thought I was going to come down, and then I wasn't sure if that was the way I wanted to go, so I started coming over here and working on this book. And let me get it closer so you can see it. But the key is all filled in now. Most ninja stitches up in here are filled up in now. This border up here has been pulled over. I started the book here. I think what I may do the next time this comes out is finish this book and then start moving down. That's my thought right now. But look at that. Doesn't that look great? It looks better there. When you're up close to it stitching, you know, you see all the details and maybe some of the flaws. But gosh, that looks good from back here. So this one's going away for a while. The next one that will come out to alternate between, so Lost No More will be this coming week, is my Bonded in the Rain piece will come out next. And that'll get a week's worth of love on that. I love my full coverage to the point where I cannot stitch a week without stitching on some full coverage. I don't know. Everybody has their own type of, you know, comfort stitching. For me, the full coverage is definitely my type of comfort stitching. And when Lost No More is done, I'm going to concentrate on another dimensions kit. I'm just going to substitute another one right in there. You're going to hear my dogs bark, sorry. So another WIP I wanted to show you, and I just pulled it out because I just felt like working on some Halloween. I pulled out Halloween Quaker by Leela Studio. I am stitching this on 28 count Anubis by Under the Sea Fabrics. I'm stitching it with the called for floss. I'm sorry, it's all crumpled up because I apparently just shoved it in there. I didn't get a ton done, but I think it was probably one evening's worth. I did this motif here and started the cat here. Now I'm going to show you the whole thing. I had grand plans this year of getting this done. I think this is sitting at 50% right now. Let me see. What can I tell you? I can tell you because I have it on Pattern Keeper. Have I here somewhere? There we go. It is sitting at 55.29%. This I am pulling back out to start working on again this week too, because it is end of September. I'm feeling some fall stitching, so that will stay out in my group of things to pick from this week. So that's that. Whew. Okay. I have, let's see, I have 3 new starts, 4 new starts. What was I thinking? Okay, so this one I'm working on, it's called Flosstube Friends. And it really hasn't gotten a lot of love. I'm not sure why this one hasn't been calling to me. Hannah from Hannah Dowling has been drawing names. So we have all the names now. This is called Flosstube Friends. It's by October House Fiber Arts. And what happened was she was spinning a wheel and we were all choosing a color of our dress. And she just spun the last one. And then she ended up being the last person to pick a color. I am so far behind. It's almost ridiculous. It does stay in my daily bin. And when it calls to me, I do pull it out. And the only thing I worked on was this part of the dress over here. I might have put a thread in here, but I think mostly I worked over here. And it does need to come back out. I almost want to do like a Flosstube Friends Friday until it's finished and see what happens with that. But we'll see. It does stay in my daily pull out because it's a stitch along. that I should be almost done with, but I'm not. It just is. Forgive me, guys. I'm so far behind on it. It just has not been calling to me, and I just have not pulled it out. That's it. Oh, I forgot. I have a little mini finish, a start and a finish. So let's do that. I had this all kitted up in my stash. It's called Autumn Royalty. It's by Lindy Stitches. So I set up a fall tree, and I don't remember if I talked about that here or not. I set up my Christmas tree and decorated it for fall. And I decided I needed more ornaments, so I decided to pull this out and start them. But what I decided very quickly that I didn't want to do is I didn't want to, like I started with this guy here, the Count of Candy. I don't want the words, nor do I think I want all the candy. I just want the bird and his crown. So I started with the candy, and then, so I'll frog this, but I have the bird and his crown, and I think I'm going to make him into a flat ornament for the tree. And I'm going to do the same with the other two, but I have not started them yet. So I'm keeping them all together until I get the other three done. I'm stitching those on 18 count shale by Picture This Plus that I had left over from Huckleberry Farm by the Blue Flower. Okay, so here's my 3 starts. So let's pull some of these up for you so that you can see them. I went on a Start Palooza again. So the first thing I'm going to show you is this is Halloween Hijinks by Carolyn Manning. I started this with my Stitchy group on Wednesday nights. I am stitching it on 28 count. Dove Gray even weave, 1/1 full cross. I'm not a huge fan of full cross 1/1. I very much like 10 stitch, but it is coming out quite nice. That was my start, and that was in one evening. Not bad. Let's see how tiny it is. Looks good, but that's going away now. It's not going to come out again. I have other things I'd like to work on. The next start was something that I started with Gail from Gail's Golden Needle for her birthday. She wanted to start a Carolyn Manning for her birthday. So yes, I've started 2 Carolyn Mannings. Crazy, huh? I started Northern Lights. What did she start? I'm totally forgetting, Gail. I'm sorry. Northern Lights looks like this. Where did it go? I just lost it. Okay. Looks like this. Shocker, blues and greens, right up my alley. Right? I'm stitching this on 18 count white Aida. I started in the upper right. And this is where I got to. I have to say that these Carolyn Mannings, both of them, are kind of comfort stitching. So if you just want to pick up a color and put a few threads in, this is a good way to do it. And I think the Halloween Hijinks I'm putting away for now, but this I might leave in my daily pull out. So if I have a night when I really just don't want to count much, this is what I'm going to have to pull out. Then my last start, I started with, it's in my, I haven't been showing you the bags either because those are ones I made when I first started making bags and they don't look very good. This one's from Black Cat Stitchery. This is a Ruth Bader Ginsburg bag. I already showed you some Stitchy Kindness that somebody gave to me. A Lady of the Flag by Mirabilia. I started this with Stitch and Shorty. Ashley is her name. Just find her on Instagram as Stitch and Shorty. And we did a Zoom call and started this. And I started it on the called for linen, which is what is it again? Let me see. 32 count French lace linen by WIP, and I am doing the Statue of Liberty conversion, so the green conversion. I started in the center because I think some of my margins could be a little tight on this. Trying to figure out which way is up, which I think is kind of funny. And this was my start, so not a huge start, and I'd like to pull this back out. But I have other mirrors that take priority. I have Royal Holiday. I also have Queen of Freedom on the go. And I have Tree of Hope that I've started. I have lots of Noras and Miras now, which I said I would never do. So I have other Miras that are further along, and Royal Holiday will come back out as we head towards Christmas. And we'll see. But I don't think that this will come back out this year. At least, I don't know. It may. Because I say that, but then you guys know me. If I feel like stitching on something, I'm just going to stitch on it. But this is the green conversion for the Statue of Liberty. Yeah, that's how far I've gotten. And I think that's it for the WIPs. Let me show you. So I have the teeniest bit of haul. It is my quarterly bag from Black Cat X Stitchery, and I wanted to show you the bag. Isn't that appropriate? Love that bag. Love this bag. And so this time, she always puts goodies in here. We got a pattern, Black Cat Society. We got some Farmhouse Flossie's floss. 4th Black Cat Society, I think it is. So Farmhouse Flossie's conversion. Let me take them out so you can see them. I've been waiting to take them out. So we got it kitted with Farmhouse Flossie's floss. Again, Farmhouse Flossie's. She's on Facebook. And I also saw that she just posted she's doing a retreat. See, this is Farmhouse Flossie's. So we got that. Sorry, trying to put this all back away. We got a little thread bed, which I love these things. I never used to use them, but now that I've been getting them, I find them quite handy because I'll open this up and just drop my threads here, and then I'll have it sit next to me open, and I just pull my threads from here. She always puts in a little bag of stashed tea. So we got cranberry pomegranate, and I got a needle minder, covered button needle minder, Black Cat X Stitchery. I believe she has room in her quarterly bag for more subscribers, but I don't know that for sure. You'd have to check her out. I think she has a link in her bio on Instagram. So Black Cat X Stitchery on Instagram is right there at the bottom. Okay. And I believe that's that for that. There's one more thing I wanted to tell you before I move on to knitting, just in case you peace out, because cross stitch is all you're here for. I have been debating high and low about opening my Etsy shop back up. I used to have an Etsy shop under our Little Farm Quilts, which is my old channel name, because I was a long arm quilter. I'm not a long arm quilter anymore, so the channel name has changed to Mimi Stitchery. And it's been received pretty well, and so I'm getting ready to open an Etsy shop back up under Mimi Stitchery. The plan is to have some knitting bags in there, some cross-stitch patterns, and build from there. So I did order a bunch of bare yarn that I'm going to look at dyeing to see if I like that whole idea. I'm looking at not necessarily doing floss, but maybe doing some fabrics and designing some cross stitches. So keep an eye out for that. I'll put an announcement here in the community tab when it's open. But I'm still working on formulating what's going out there, and I don't know how soon it'll happen. So, but I wanted everybody to know that I'm going to have an Etsy shop, and as soon as I do and I have things in there, I will do an update video here to release all those things. So there you go. One more stitchy thing I did was I converted my DMC collection to a different storage system, and I'm absolutely loving it. And it's so easy, simple, easy. It's almost ridiculous. I used to have my complete DMC set on floss drops, and they were on binder rings, and they were hanging next to my stitchy spot. Well, I found that they were just they got too tangly, fiddly, and then all of a sudden I'd have knots, and it just was becoming cumbersome. So I didn't really like it. And I don't remember which Flosstube I was watching that I saw this idea, so I have to apologize right off the get-go because I should be giving credit to somebody, and I really don't remember where I saw it. I almost think it was sometimes when I can't sleep in the middle of the night, I put on Flosstube and I kind of doze in and out, and I almost think it was in the middle of the night when I saw it on somebody's Flosstube, and I just don't know which one it was on. But I still have a bunch that need to go in here. I took a crate, very simple crate from Walmart. Right now I have a tea towel on the bottom to keep the floss from falling out. I took hanging folders that we had here at home that we weren't using anymore, and I cut them off. I put numbers, so on the other side of this card are the numbers, and then I hang the flosses like this. So then let's turn it right side. When I have room in the back to put a couple projects, so if I want to take this somewhere and work on a couple projects, I can just pick this up and take this where I go. But on the front, you can just push this back, pull out what cards you need, and there's numbers, and there's flosses. And as you see, I'm missing some, and they are in a box in my living room ready to be put in here. So every weekend I spend a few minutes taking some floss and putting them in. I gotta look, Sally. As simple as this sounds, I absolutely love it. I can flip through the folders, grab the thread, take my needle, pull a strand out. They're staying nice and untangled. It just is working out really well. So I just wanted to share that with you guys just in case. It's nothing fancy, but man, it is effective. It works really well for me. And I felt like it made my full coverage stitching way more efficient because my thread was all right there and I could just pull a thread. Okay. On to knitting. Boy, this isn't as long as I thought it was going to be. I did bring the pattern. Look at that. It was just in the pile. That's what the woodpecker's going to look like. So I started a new pair of socks since I talked to you last. This is yarn from Regia Perfect. I saw this yarn on the Crazy Sock Lady, Kay. She introduced this to me, and I got a couple skeins. I got this one in this colorway, and I got one in browns and oranges. I started this on double pointed needles, transitioned it to my 9-inch circular, and this yarn just knits up nicely. So this is the cuff. And when I hit this color again, I will be at the heel, and then I'll hit it, go pattern again, and then come back to this color. It will be time for me to start the toe. So I'm knitting these on 9-inch circulars. I started it on double DPNs, double pointed needles, wooden ones, and then put them on the 9-inch. I think I am finding the more I knit socks, the more tightly I knit on a 9-inch. And I'm wondering, not that it's bad, I think it'll work out fine. Oh I'm losing stitches while I'm here. I'll have to fix that later. But I don't know yet. I haven't decided yet whether I want to change the size of circular that I'm using, or if I want to, I must be getting better at knitting because I just fixed that while I'm talking to you. Or if I want to do them all on DPNs or magic loop, or try something different. I think the next pair, I'll show you in a minute. I got another pair, 2 pairs of socks I think kitted up to start. I'm getting way more efficient at my knitting, and I'm spending more time knitting at things like family breakfast, family dinner. I'm kind of taking advantage of some of that time to just knit. So things are coming along a lot quicker. So I'm still trying to figure out my preferred. I think sometimes it's like the cross stitch, right? So sometimes I like to stitch in hand. Sometimes I like to have it in a hoop. Sometimes I like to have it on my lap stand. It really depends. And I think some of it's because I have arthritic hands. So it depends on what my hands are willing to do. And I think that's a lot of this too. Sometimes the 9-inch I find kind of fiddly. And I don't know if it's because of my hands or the yarn, or I'm still so new to it that I'm just trying to figure that stuff out. But I do enjoy this. I enjoy that this makes a pattern as you knit. I enjoy just stocking at knit, although pretty soon I'm going to try a pattern sock. But I do want to figure out, like I think I want to do one of these pairs. I'm going to show you all with DPNs and see how it comes out. And I want to do one on magic loop and see how that comes out. And know where I knit looser versus tighter. Does that make sense? Because everybody looks at this and says, this is a small sock. Well, not really. Once you get it on the sock blocker, it'll loosen right up. But I do knit kind of tight, so I have to figure that out. My goal next year is to actually start a sweater. So I'm enjoying this. This is in a bag that I made last year. This is a knitting bag. A pretty big one, probably too big for socks for my liking. So I've tried a couple other things. The other pair of socks, this is in a bag that my cousin made for me, is a pair of footy socks that I'm working on for my daughter. I have one done. This is done with Forbidden Fiber Co. yarn. I do not have the colorway tag anymore, but I can show you the skein. This is it. It came, I was member of their Yarn of the Month Club. It came in a Once Upon a Time, so it's got to be a Disney theme. And I have a whole nother half a skein left because these are footy socks. So I think to this one, I was at the bottom of the heel last time. I've done the heel turn and the gusset decreases, and I'm now knitting through the foot. So I'm working on trying to get that done for her. These are for my oldest daughter. Her favorite color is purple, and these have a little, I don't know if you can pick it up, they have a little sparkle in them, which she will like a lot. I kind of made my own pattern on these. I did I think 10 rows on the cuff because she likes short socks, and then went right into the heel. So there you go. There's that. I am really hoping to have this done in the next week or 2. So I was going to knit on it this morning during family breakfast, and I just chatted instead. The other knitting that I'm working on is a Hue Shift Afghan from Knit Picks. I've shown you guys this. This is just my beat up copy of the color order in which it goes. This is Hue Shift Afghan. It is available on Knit Picks, and they have several different colorway kits available. I've got it in the Bejeweled Brava Sport Jewel colorway. You knit this in 4 sections, and then you knit a black border all around. I am working on the 4th of 4 sections. My goal this year was to do 2 squares a month, to hopefully have this part done in October, and then use the rest of some time, and hopefully by November get the black border knitted around and finish this. Like I said, I'm working on the 4th quarter, and you'll have to excuse all the threads. I haven't weaved in any of the threads, so they're all here. These quarters are 5 rows across. I am working on the 3rd row, as you see here. And I'm very happy with how this is turning out. I think this napkin, once we put it together, it's going to be a true representation of my voyage in knitting, because I can tell you already that this knitting looks a ton better than the first quarter that I did. And it'll be interesting when I get this quarter done and I seam them all together. I'm going to hold it up for you and you'll see it. It's going to show my adventure in knitting. But I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I saw this on Shiloh. X-Stitch MD showed this on our channel. It has to be a couple years ago now. And I just didn't work on it enough for the longest time to get the pattern down, if that makes sense. But now I know the pattern. It's just a center decrease. So it's nothing major. It's nothing. But I can tell even by looking at this that this is much better than my first quarter. So it'll be interesting. But look, I'm almost there. I'm on my 3rd row. So every week I'll finish the square by Sunday, and then 2 more next week, and just keep plugging along. It's my morning knitting almost every morning. And 2 squares is way more doable than you think. I don't knit, at least not in the morning on the weekends. And I can't on Thursday mornings because I teach an early clinical, but I do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and usually on Friday, and I have all 2 squares done usually by then. I had sub in yesterday on clinical, so I didn't get to knit yesterday. So I'll spend a little time probably Sunday night. I have a friend's gathering. I'll probably take this and just knit while I'm at the gathering and finish that square off, if I don't get it to it before then. So that's all my active knitting, but I feel like that was a lot more knitting than usual. So I'm kind of really happy with that. I did make 2 more bags and kitted up 2 more sets of socks, I believe. So this is one bag I made. Same size as the other one. Different colorway. So examples of some of the bags that might be in my shop. I used ribbon for the ties. I've decided I do not like doing that. I'm going to use grosgrain for the ties in my next bags. But the inside is this color. So it's a nice bright bag. This one is not socks. So this is, I got this from Forbidden Fiber Co. I want to say it was a box of some sort, and I don't remember. It was a marble box because it came with some marble pins. And I don't remember, honestly. I think it was probably 2 years ago. It's the Infinity War wrap by Afifa. It's this. And it came with the yarn. Let me see if there's a different picture in here, because I don't even know. I haven't looked in a long time. Oh, here. I don't want to show you the pattern, but I will show you this other picture right there. And it came with the yarn, and I have it kitted up. So we have, let's see, I've got a thing here with all the yarn. We have, I believe this is Black Panther. This is Iron Man, obviously. This is Scarlet Witch. This is Loki. I believe this is Nebula. And this is Thanos. So all those yarns are in here. I have my knitting needles in here. I have wooden tipped knitting needles. I love the Chow Goo needles. But I will say that what happens to me a lot, and if you have any tips on this, please let me know, is that the stitches tend to slip off really easily, and it makes me crazy. So I probably need to just get some of those stitch stopper things, and I think I have some. I think I just need to start using them. But I have that kitted up in here. I also have a cowl that I haven't worked in a while, and I need to finish that before I start that wrap. So that's kind of where I'm going. This is another knitting bag I made. I put the handle on the wrong side. This should be on the side where the zip head is so that you can hold it and unzip. I put it on the wrong side. But this is fabric. I forget the maker of this fabric. And I did this with the fusible foam, which I think is a little stiff, to be quite honest. But, oh, here I kitted up. I have them set up for magic loop. So these are ones I'm going to try with magic loop. I ordered some of this Barocco Comfort Sock yarn. And it's in the color, it doesn't have a color. It has a color 1822. It doesn't have a name. Nope, it's 1822. That's all I can find. If you can see something else here, you can, color 1822. I have split the cake to be 50 grams each. It is a self-striping yarn. I have them both set up to start with the brown yarn, and we'll see how well they match up. But I split the cake based on what Kay of the Crazy Sock Lady said. What I will do is start the cuffs with a DPN. I'm going to follow her tutorial as to how to do 2 at a time on Magic Loop. And I might only do 1 at a time, I have to say. But if, I don't know, I might get brave to do 2 at a time. But either way, that's my next socks that are getting cast on. And I'm going to start them with DPNs, but I'm going to switch them to Magic Loop. And they're self-striping, so we'll see how that works out. I'm kind of excited. I think that's it. Gosh, we're only 42 minutes in. That's awesome. I thought it was going to be a lot longer than that. But it's nice to be back. This is one of the pins that came, it just occurred to me, I'm looking, this is one of the pins that came with the marble on that yarn, and I made it into a needle minder. That's it. Kind of disjointed. Sorry, I'm a little out of practice. Let's talk about 2024 plans. So I've been kind of watching Hannah Dowling. She's been doing, not kind of watching her, I watch her. It's her plans that she did last year. I've been watching her to see how well she stuck to them, because she, like I, struggles with sticking to plans. So I already decided, and I've already said on here, I'm not doing WIP Go next year. I like WIP Go. I like the thought of WIP Go, but I just never pull through with it. I've done it 3 years now, and the first year I cut it off in like March. The second year I got to the summer, and this year I think I got to April. It's just not something that I like, so it's not something I tend to do or follow through with. But what I have been watching Hannah on, is she took her WIPs, set goals on all of her WIPs, and put them on a wheel. So her deal is when she spins the wheel, her project comes out and she stitches to the goal. Even if it's a start, she has a goal set to it. And I think I would really like to do that and set that up for next year, which means I have to look at all my WIPs and decide what the goal is for 2024. And see. Interesting enough, I'm not going to put any starts on that wheel. I do have another one I want to start before the end of this year. And we'll see how the starts go next year. But I'm toying around with that idea of having a goal on any of the WIPs, whether it be page finish, whether it be stitch the top half. Like in the mirrors, she says stitch the top half. Or maybe it's Royal Holiday Finish the darn thing. Yeah. I think that could be something that really, really works well for me. But we'll see. I'm still debating. I feel like I have to have some sort of plan, or I just go off kilter all over the place and some things don't even see the light of day. And I don't like that. I'd like everything to be worked on. And I have things that this year I know have not come out yet. So I don't know. I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about the starts. I have plenty of things kitted up. I constantly go back and forth between starting them all and just getting them into the rotation because they're not getting done just sitting in my WIP basket. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm just going to keep stitching and have fun with it, and we'll see what evolves from that. But I'll keep you posted. Thanks for joining me. I'll stop rambling now because that's all I'm doing now is rambling. If you enjoyed what you see, please consider again liking and subscribing. If you have comments, please. If you have questions, please ask. I love interacting with you guys in the comments. I know recently that I think the last video I got so busy right after it that I was hearting comments and not saying much back. Things just get busy. But I will try to interact more with the comments. I appreciate all of you and taking the time to watch me, knowing that there are so many Flosstubers out there you could be watching. Welcome to my crazy. Thanks for staying. And be kind to each other. And I'll talk to you soon.